Primetime News at 10 on the Cape Fear CW.
Right now on your News at 10, Wilmington Mayor Bill Saffo gives his State of the City speech today, how the Port City has improved over the past year. And Wilmington City planners talk changes to zoning that had some neighbors fired up. We take you into tonight's meeting. And a vigil is held for a Scotland County 4-year-old who was found dead over the weekend, how the community is rallying around the family. Thanks for joining us for your Cape Fear CW Primetime News at 10. I'm Dustin Dorsey in for Andrew James, who is on assignment. From the Riverwalk to keeping green space, decreased crime and job growth in downtown Wilmington, those are just a few of the items Mayor Bill Saffo discussed during the State of the City address tonight. The Cape Fear CW's Kirsten Gutierrez has more on what the city has accomplished in the past year.
It was a full room as Wilmington Mayor Bill Saffo delivered his State of the City address.
Welcome.
Saffo reviewed many accomplishments, including completing the Riverwalk this past November, the development of the Water Street parking deck, which is now ready for construction, and many road improvement projects which are either complete or underway. The Love Grove Bridge project, which has been a concern since the 1970s, will be complete this spring.
I appreciate all of the hard work that went into this project, especially to the citizens in the persistence that they told us that we want to make sure that this bridge is built, and it is finally being done.
Saffo said last year brought some good news about crime.
I'm happy to report that overall crime in our community continues to fall. It has dropped an additional 8% over last year. This is our success story and is due to the efforts of the men and women of the Wilmington Police Department, Chief Evangelists, and the citizens who help us fight crime every single day.
Wilmington Downtown Incorporated reports the downtown area has attracted 45 businesses and created more than 300 jobs in the last year. And although there's been a lot of success, Mayor Saffo says much more still needs to be done to combat the two latest issues the city is facing: the opioid crisis and Gen X in our drinking water. In Wilmington, for the Cape Fear CW, Kirsten Gutierrez.
Mayor Saffo thanked local leaders in Raleigh for ensuring film grants for the area each year. He adds the city will continue to work on ways to increase affordable housing, rewrite the land development code, and discuss short-term rentals and recommendations very soon. Bypassing the permitting process to build big in certain areas of Wilmington, neighbors are concerned that would happen if an amendment to zoning passes through City Council. The City Planning Commission heard tonight about changing zoning laws allowing 75-foot tall building development in urban mixed-use areas. The change would be to let developers seek special use permit or another development agreement. This was requested by the City of Wilmington, but neighbors think it could take away the thorough permit process. We will update you on their recommendations on WWAY News tonight at 11. A community coming together after the search for a 4-year-old boy ends with the worst possible outcome. The body, believed to be Raul Gonzalez Johnson, was found in a pond in Scotland County over the weekend, and tonight a vigil in his memory. A 3-day search came to an end Saturday after investigators found the body of the 4-year-old in the pond. Searchers used every possible resource to find the boy, on foot, with canines, and by air with helicopters and even drones. The community has come together, many donating food to those walking the streets in search of the boy. Officials say he accidentally drowned. The attorney representing convicted murderer James Bradley wants a new trial, claiming an emotionally charged evidence violated Bradley's right to a fair trial. Bradley is serving a minimum of 30 years in prison for the death of Shannon Rippey Van Newkirk, whose body has not yet been found. In the appeal filed Friday, attorneys claim Bradley's trial was overshadowed by the murder of his stepdaughter in 1988, to which he pleaded guilty, and the murder of Alicia Tucker. Bradley has not gone to trial for Tucker's murder. Attorneys also claim Bradley's fictional horror stories should not have been entered in as evidence. Almost 3 years ago, the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office started the Anchor Initiative, an effort to save those battling opioid addiction. Since then, they've seen progress both inside and outside the county. The Brunswick County Sheriff's Office says the program has grown in the short period of time through donations and community outreach. They have assisted up to 10 people so far, and other areas have helped to reach out as well. The Sheriff's Office also said this helps the battle not just against opioids, but against addiction. Sheriff John Ingram said they have one goal:
save lives. And hopefully, in the end, those people that are at the point in their life where they're ready for help, we can get them that help, so it does save their life and allow them to live their life out and not be a slave to their addiction.
Now, Sheriff Ingram wanted to reiterate they are still cracking down on dealers and suppliers who are preying on those with addiction. Now, opioid addiction is obviously a big problem across the nation and, of course, here in the Cape Fear. The fight against it is also happening at UNCW. John Mabry is an actor who travels the country with the organization Addiction Campuses to talk to others about how he overcame his addiction and how they can make their change in their life. He came to UNCW to speak to students and faculty about it. He says his life fell apart because of opioids, but he got back on track after his brother overdosed.
Jobless, hopeless, wifeless. Scared out of my mind that I was going to end up like my brother. And the one thing I didn't do is I didn't give up, is I kept looking for more resources. I kept trying new things.
Mabry believes one of the key factors to battling addiction is from support from the community. Brunswick County is moving forward with a study of water treatment methods and will begin to put those plans in place by next year. The Raleigh-based firm CDM Smith was hired to work with Dr. Detlef Knappe, the man who discovered Gen X in the Cape Fear River. Several treatments are being considered, including ion exchange, granular activated carbon, and low-pressure reverse osmosis. The county says the evaluation will help ensure the most cost-effective long-term solution is chosen and that the choice meets the need of the county customers.
Now, with your Cape Fear CW Primetime News at 10 forecast, here's Chief Meteorologist Scott D.
And things are cooling down out there across the port city as skies have cleared in some areas, and we have a brisk wind out there as well as temperatures continue to fall, as we're looking at a nice shot of the riverfront right now. Right now at the Wilmington Airport, it's dropped down to 42 degrees. Northwest winds right now at 7 miles an hour, creating a little bit of wind chill out there at 38. And we do have some scattered clouds, but some areas seeing some stars. As you can see, we've all dropped down into the 40s with the coldest readings, as you would expect, up to the north and west, with the mildest readings down towards Calabash and over towards Southport. So a chilly start at the bus stop tomorrow with temperatures well down into the 30s, and those wind chills are going to be down in some cases in the 20s. So you'll have to grab those winter coats once again. Looks like it's going to be a chilly afternoon. We'll let you know how long this latest cool spell lasts and when we could see some more rain. Dustin?
Well, thank you very much there, Scott. 80 star Scott Baio is the latest actor to be accused of sexual misconduct. What one Charles in Charge co-star is saying he did to her while she was still underage. Plus, attention Prince fans, could there be some new music coming from the iconic performer? Stay close. Actor Scott Baio is one of the latest Hollywood stars accused of sexual misconduct. Baio posted a 16-minute-long video to Facebook Sunday refuting the allegations made by his former co-star Nicole Eggert. Eggert said on Twitter Saturday, "Ask Scott Baio what happened in his garage at his house when I was a minor. Creep." End quote. Eggert worked alongside Baio in the 80s and 90s on the TV sitcom Charles in Charge. Baio says sexual misconduct claims she has made against him stemming from their time together are false. New music by Prince is reportedly on the way nearly 2 years after his death. Estate advisor Troy Carter told Variety that previously unreleased tracks will be soon released. Carter did not specify an exact timetable, and according to Variety, the material was probably pre-recorded before 1996. Prince died of an accidental drug overdose in April of 2016. Perfect, right there before the Minnesota Super Bowl, right? All right, moviegoers found a mix of old and new at the theaters this weekend, and that was reflected in the box office results. Here's David Daniel with the top 5.
The Post moved down one spot to 5th place on ticket sales of $8.9 million. The Greatest Showman rose one position to 4th place, earning $9.5 million for a domestic total of $126 million. Hostels, starring Christian Bale, made $10.2 million and rose to 3rd place in its first weekend of wide release. Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle fell to 2nd after 3 weekends on top, but $16.4 million gave the adventure $338 million overall. Maze Runner: The Death Cure debuted at number 1. The final film in the dystopian adventure trilogy opened with $23.5 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Now look at this. Artificial intelligence is creeping into more and more aspects of our lives. For some job interviews, software is now conducting part of the recruiting process. We will have more on this story tonight at 11 on WWAY News. Make sure to stay tuned to that. Now, after the break, Scott takes a full look at your forecast, and later in the show, an elephant takes a stroll across the Chinese border. You will have to take a look at this adorable.
And then a little front comes through, could bring us a few showers, which may impact the groundhogs out there Friday morning. But then after that, we start to clear out and turn colder again on Saturday.
So start getting colder and a little wet, it looks like, on Super Bowl Sunday there. But I looked today, it's going to be high as 6 degrees in Minnesota for that Super Bowl this weekend.
Fortunately, they're not playing outside, right?
Yes. No, that is an indoor stadium, and they are happy with it. Luckily,
the tailgating might be a little cold.
Yeah, exactly right. But we'll be all right here. Scott, did you play basketball in high school, speaking of sports?
Not actually in high school. I played, kids outside.
All right, well, I think
not on a team.
We'll see if this is a dream for you and all basketball players. A high school freshman is the hero of his school after hitting this impossible game-winning shot. Take a look at this. It's coming up after the break. An elephant makes an illegal border crossing, a cat gets out of a sticky situation, and a basketball player sinks a near-impossible shot. Reed Binion has all that in today's Take a Look at This.
Take a look at this surveillance video out of China. A wild elephant trotted up to the Laos border and stepped over the barricade. About an hour and a half later, the border tour was apparently complete, and the elephant snuck back in. Elephants are nationally protected in China. Fewer than 300 inhabit the country, most of them in the rainforest near this border. This cat was stuck in a drain pipe for 4 days.
Come on, come on.
Workers brought in equipment to lift stone blocks out of the way before cutting into the pipe to free the cat. The process took a little less than an hour. The cat was taken to a local animal hospital to be checked for a microchip. Watch this high school basketball clip closely. A freshman player got a rebound of a missed free throw, took a one-handed Hail Mary shot from 3/4 down the court, and won the game. So naturally, fans stormed the court and dogpiled on top of him. The moment has gone viral. SportsCenter named it the top play of the day. For today's Take a Look at This, I'm Reed Binion.
And while we're looking at things in Austria, over 150 people were rescued by helicopter after being stuck for several hours on a broken chairlift. Your worst nightmare. The chaotic incident took place in southern Austria. It took authorities nearly 3 hours to rescue the stranded skiers. Holy smokes. Now, after the break, Scott takes a look at your forecast, and for the first time since 1947, the Cleveland Indians uniforms will be missing something when Chief Wahoo will be hitting the showers for good. After years of discussion and debate, the controversial Chief Wahoo logo of the Cleveland Indians will be removed from the team's uniforms starting next year. The Indians took the step of shelving the big-toothed, smiling, red-faced caricature, which has been used in various expressions by the team since 1947. After discussion between team owner Paul Dolan and the MLB commissioner Rob Manfred, the mascot will come off the team's caps and sleeves starting in the 2019 season. The Indians will still continue to wear the Wahoo logo on its uniform in 2018 and maintain a retail presence to keep ownership of the trademark. Now switching gears, last week in 3 games for the Maine Red Claws, the G League affiliate of the Boston Celtics, Wilmington native Kadeem Allen averaged 38 points a game, 6.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists, all of which led Allen to be named the NBA G League Player of the Week. Allen had career-high points in the game against the Long Island Nets on the 23rd with 46, and also tabbed a career-high in assists in the win against Greensboro on the 25th. He and the Red Claws will return to action tomorrow against the Agua Caliente Clippers. And you know who else had a huge week last week? Devontae Kaycock. In 2 games for UNCW, he put up a 24-point, 26-rebound performance against James Madison and a 15-point, 12-rebound stat line against William & Mary. And I'll do the math for you at home. That's a 19.5 points per game and 19 rebound per game average. The 26 rebounds is the most among any NCAA player this season, and Kaycock is still leading the nation in rebounding. The kicker, it was not enough to earn the CAA Player of the Week. We will give you credit though, Kaycock. That was a heck of a week. Now we'll have more sports with me tonight at 11 on WWAY. And now, Scott, we talked about a little bit earlier, we had a little rain today. Will the sunshine return to the area later this week?
Yes, it certainly will, Dustin. In fact, tomorrow morning, despite some clouds, we will eventually see some sunshine breaking through those clouds. A little system will come through tonight, bring us some clouds late tonight, but it certainly will be cold, so grab those coats, and wind chills will stay in the 30s all day tomorrow. Despite lots of sunshine, it looks like we'll hang on to that sunshine on Wednesday, but hang in there. It looks like it'll start to warm up a little bit by Thursday.
And like you said, if they don't see that shadow, that means winter's going a little quicker. So
yeah, let's hope so.
Exactly
no shadow.
Right. That's it. All right, hey, check this out, Scott. The Super Bowl food fight continues as one Philadelphia-Boston market is showing off its Eagles pride. It's now changed to the Philly market. That's rivalry right there. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Good night.